At 71, I found myself gazing into the mirror one morning and barely recognized the person staring back. My clothes had grown tight around the waist, and my energy seemed to vanish by midday. The strange part was, I hadn't changed my diet all that much. I was still trying to eat balanced meals and take a short walk around the neighborhood. The real culprit, I soon discovered, was hidden in plain sight. Like so many seniors, I had slipped into a pattern of sitting for long stretches without realizing how drastically it was affecting my metabolism. The day this became clear was the day I noticed I no longer had the stamina to stand and cook a simple meal without feeling fatigued. It was a wake-up call that made me think, if this can happen to me at 71, what about others who are older or in even more fragile health? A respected doctor's recent warning confirmed my suspicions. He said that regularly sitting for over an hour at a time can slow the metabolism in people over 70, setting off a cascade of health concerns. For many seniors, daily routines revolve around prolonged periods of rest, sitting in front of the television, staying at the dining table long after finishing a meal, or simply finding comfort in a favorite recliner. While rest is important for overall well-being, too much of it can quietly rob you of your strength and vitality. This can mean sudden weight gain, unexpected spikes in blood sugar, and a slump in energy that makes even a short walk feel like an uphill climb. It's more than an inconvenience. It can be a direct threat to your independence and ability to enjoy everyday moments, whether that's playing with grandchildren or tending to a garden. Imagine a future where you struggle to climb a single set of stairs or feel too worn out to meet your friends for a cup of tea. It's a frightening thought, but it doesn't have to be your reality. In the next few minutes, we will explore 5 crucial insights that can help you break free from the grasp of long-sitting sessions and revitalize your metabolism after 70. Think of this as a roadmap to safeguarding your mobility, protecting your independence, and reclaiming the zest for life you might have thought was fading for good. Be sure to stay until the very end, because the 5th insight might surprise you. It's something most people overlook, yet can be the missing piece that changes everything. I've spent years researching senior wellness, consulting with doctors, and observing the habits of men and women who have lived well into their 90s. The information I'm about to share doesn't come from guesswork or internet rumors. These are real tips and strategies backed by professionals who understand the physiological changes that happen as we age. If you find even one piece of advice here that resonates with you, it could spark a turning point in your life. I want you to envision a time when sitting down for too long is just a distant memory, replaced by confident movement, clearer thinking, and an overall feeling of strength. Before we dive into these life-changing points, I'd like to invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any future videos. If at any time you feel this information isn't helping you, share your thoughts by typing 0 in the comments. If you find it valuable, type 1. Your feedback helps me understand what works best for you and how to serve you better. Now let's begin our journey to uncover why sitting for over an hour after 70 can slow your metabolism, and more importantly, what you can do about it. The first crucial insight is what I call the hidden metabolism trap of harmless sitting. It's easy to assume that as we get older, the best way to preserve energy is by resting more. But that old belief can be misleading. The body is a sophisticated machine designed to move. Studies now show that sitting for extended periods, an hour or more, sends a message to your metabolism to slow down. When your muscles aren't actively engaged, they burn fewer calories. Over time, this can contribute to weight gain and a range of health issues many seniors would rather avoid, like high blood pressure or even sudden fatigue while doing simple chores. A common misconception among seniors is that our bodies need frequent, extended rest because we've earned it after decades of hard work. Yes, rest is essential, but prolonged resting can be detrimental if not balanced with activity. Robert, who just turned 75, learned this the hard way. A retired accountant, he spent most of his day in his recliner, his reasoning being that he deserved to relax after a lifetime of busy schedules. The pounds crept on slowly. At first, it was just a little snugness around the waist. Then came labored breathing after short walks. Finally, his doctor noted that his metabolism had become sluggish, leading to elevated blood sugar and blood pressure levels. This was a red flag for more serious problems. The surprising truth is that your body slips into energy conservation mode when you remain seated for too long. Essentially, the systems that help with digestion, calorie burning, and even cardiovascular health gear down. Simple tasks like cooking dinner or taking a short walk become more exhausting because your body isn't used to moving. It's as if you've told your muscles and organs they aren't needed, so they stop performing at their best. But here's the good news. Small, frequent movements can revive your metabolic engine. This doesn't mean you have to exercise intensely. Instead, try a subtle shift every 30 minutes. Stand up, stretch your arms overhead, roll your shoulders back. Do a light march in place or wiggle your toes to awaken circulation. Even these minor adjustments can help you avoid slipping into a metabolic slump. You'll likely feel a renewed sense of alertness too, as your blood flows more freely and delivers oxygen to every cell. The emotional benefit of adopting this habit is enormous. Rather than feeling tired and stuck, you'll feel more in control, with a body that responds when you need it to. You'll avoid that sense of helplessness that can creep in when you realize you can no longer climb a flight of stairs without pausing to catch your breath. By simply being conscious of your sitting patterns and introducing small bursts of movement, you send your body the message, I am still vital, and my muscles and metabolism should stay active. Now let's move on to something many seniors rely on, but often misunderstand. Some believe that just walking once a day is enough to combat metabolic decline. That brings us to the second key insight. Why just walking might not be enough to combat metabolic decline. Many of us grew up hearing that a daily walk is the best exercise for seniors. While walking is indeed beneficial, the mistake lies in believing it alone can undo hours of sitting throughout the day. Paula, 79, thought she was doing everything right. Each morning, she'd complete a 30-minute walk around her block. She took great pride in this routine, patting herself on the back for being more active than many of her friends. However, she still noticed her energy dipped drastically by lunchtime, and she gained weight around her midsection. Here's where the misconception comes in. A half-hour walk in the morning is fantastic, but if the rest of your day is spent mostly seated, that short burst of activity can't always offset the metabolism slowdown caused by continuous sitting. Picture it like trying to water a garden with a single cup of water in the morning. If the sun scorches the plants all day and you never water them again, that single cup won't save the wilted leaves. Similarly, your metabolism thrives on consistent bursts of movement. That doesn't mean you need to be on your feet 24 hours a day, but incorporating small actions throughout the day is vital. The surprising truth is that short, frequent activities, every hour or two, can do wonders for keeping your system from drifting into idle mode. Think of them as mini metabolism resets. Every time you stand up to stretch, walk around the living room, or do a few light arm circles, you nudge your body to burn a bit more energy. Over weeks and months, these tiny changes accumulate, helping you maintain a healthier weight and more stable energy levels. If you're worried this might be too strenuous, start slowly. Set a timer on your watch or phone to remind you every hour to get up and move. That simple act can break the cycle of sitting and keep your metabolism from stalling. The emotional gain is freedom. Paula discovered that adding 2 or 3 mini walk breaks into her day not only kept her metabolism more active, but also cleared her mind. She noticed she slept better at night because her body felt productively used instead of stiff from hours of sitting. You can enjoy the same sense of renewal. Just remember that a single chunk of exercise in the morning is a wonderful start, but it's not the entire story. Your body needs regular signals that it's still in motion to keep your metabolic engine humming. If you're still watching this video and find these insights valuable, please comment with the number 2 below so I know you're here. Also, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Every bit of support helps us create content that empowers you to live better. Moving forward, let's address something few people realize can be a silent saboteur. Many seniors love their favorite armchairs or recliners. You might have a special spot by the window or a big sofa in the living room that just begs you to sink into it. That's where the third crucial insight comes in, the comfort myth. While being comfortable is important for our well-being, we often confuse comfort with prolonged sitting, and that can be devastating for your metabolism. Leonard, who turned 80 last spring, is a prime example. He had an incredibly plush recliner that he treated like a throne. It was where he read his newspapers, watched TV, and even dozed off for afternoon naps. The thought of leaving that cozy chair was unappealing, so he rarely did. Soon his ankles began to swell, and he found himself short of breath during basic tasks like washing dishes or folding laundry. He chalked it up to old age, never suspecting that his beloved chair was part of the problem. The misconception is that because our joints may hurt or we feel tired, the solution is to spend as much time as possible in a cushioned seat. In reality, that extended sitting can weaken the muscles that support our posture and mobility, which then slows metabolism as your body shifts into a less active gear. It's true that at 80, Leonard deserved some relaxation, but he discovered that the more time he spent in that recliner, the more dependent he became on it, and the less his body was prepared to move when he finally stood up. The surprising reality is that a slightly firm seat can sometimes be better than a super soft recliner. Why a firm seat encourages you to shift your posture more often, engage your core muscles, and naturally keep your spine aligned. When you're forced to adjust your sitting position, even these tiny movements have metabolic benefits. Of course, you want something comfortable, but if you find yourself sinking into a chair to the point where it's a struggle to get out, it might be time to reconsider. The practical advice is simple. Alternate between comfortable seating and more supportive seating throughout the day. If you love reading in your recliner, set a timer for 30 or 40 minutes. When it rings, transition to a straight-back chair or even stand for a few moments. Perform a slow march in place or do gentle arm stretches to get the blood flowing. This small change can boost circulation, keep your joints from stiffening, and prompt your metabolism to remain active. Emotionally, this shift helps you feel less trapped by the inevitable aches and pains that come with age. You regain a sense of autonomy, the knowledge that you control your body rather than the chair controlling you. That brings us to the fourth insight. Eat light, move light. The surprising connection between dining habits and sitting time. A lot of seniors believe that if they eat smaller portions throughout the day, they're balancing out the negative effects of sitting. Mary, 72, was one of them. She prided herself on having very modest meals, thinking that fewer calories automatically translated to better health. Yet she still found herself battling an expanding waistline and bouts of lethargy. She couldn't understand why the scale kept inching up when she wasn't indulging in big meals. The common misconception here is that if your diet is light, your body must be burning calories efficiently. But your metabolism doesn't just depend on the number of calories you consume. It's greatly influenced by movement. When you sit for hours, even if you eat lightly, your metabolism can stagnate. It's similar to keeping a car engine idling without ever taking it out on the road. The engine may be using less fuel, but it's also not being challenged to perform. Over time, parts of that engine can deteriorate from lack of use. The surprising truth is that your body needs both proper nutrition and consistent movement to stay in good shape. Eating smaller meals can be healthy, but it must be paired with regular activity to keep your metabolism flexible and capable of burning energy. If you eat lightly but stay seated for hours, you're missing the critical element of frequent movement that pushes your body to stay on alert. One practical step is to plan a short activity right after you eat. It could be a gentle walk around the house or a light standing stretch. Even washing the dishes by hand can serve as a mini workout. By moving soon after a meal, you help your muscles engage in the digestion process, and your body learns to distribute that energy more efficiently. Emotionally, the benefit of this approach is the reassurance that you are fueling your body wisely. You won't live with the nagging doubt that even your healthy eating habits aren't making a difference. Instead, you'll see real results in how your clothes fit and how much energy you have throughout the day. This is what Mary experienced when she started pairing small, balanced meals with brief, consistent bouts of movement. The sluggishness she once felt in the afternoon began to fade, replaced by a steady, confident energy that allowed her to stay active. If you're still here and these insights resonate with you, comment with the number 4 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is the perfect time to do so. Your support means a lot and helps us continue sharing valuable content for seniors like you. Finally, we come to the fifth and perhaps most surprising insight: why standing up for just 2 minutes can reset your metabolism and boost longevity. Think about how simple that sounds. 2 minutes is less time than it takes to brew a cup of tea, Yet it can be a powerful remedy for the harmful effects of sitting. Imagine your metabolism as a campfire. If you don't occasionally stir it or throw in a small piece of wood, the fire starts to die down. Standing up is like giving the embers a brisk poke. It reignites your circulation, stretches your muscles, and reminds your body that it's not time to power down. Take Anthony, for example, a spirited 77-year-old who struggled with afternoon fatigue. He would collapse into his recliner after lunch and find it nearly impossible to muster the energy to do anything productive for the rest of the day. One day, a friend mentioned the 2-minute rule. Stand up every hour or so, walk around for a moment, and stretch. Anthony decided to give it a shot. The difference was remarkable. He felt less lethargic and noticed that he was able to take on small tasks like sorting laundry or reading without feeling drowsy. His metabolism had essentially perked up just from these short stands. The misconception is that 2 minutes won't make a difference. Many people think you need at least 30 minutes of continuous exercise to see any benefit. But short, frequent breaks from sitting can be incredibly powerful for older adults. Each time you stand, you prompt your leg muscles to contract, your heart rate to rise slightly, and your blood flow to improve. Over time, these moments act as metabolic checkpoints that keep you from sliding into full sedentary mode. The truth is that while extended exercise sessions are valuable, they're not always feasible for everyone, especially if you have mobility issues or joint pain. But standing for 2 minutes is achievable for most, and it can fit seamlessly into your daily routine. Practical steps to incorporate this 2-minute metabolism reset are straightforward. If you're watching television, stand up during every commercial break, or if you're streaming, pause the show every 20 or 30 minutes to do a quick lap around the living room. If you're reading a book, set a bookmark reminder to get up when you reach the next chapter or a certain number of pages. Over time, you'll find these mini breaks become a habit that protects your body from the dangers of prolonged sitting. Emotionally, it's empowering to realize that something so simple can yield such significant benefits. You're essentially telling your body that you refuse to give in to the myth that aging automatically means slowing down to a crawl. As we bring all these insights together, reflect on the central theme. Consistent movement is the lifeblood of a healthy metabolism, especially after 70. You've learned about the hidden metabolism trap of harmless sitting, why a single daily walk isn't enough, how comfort can trick us into a sedentary trap, why light eating alone doesn't solve the problem, and how a simple 2-minute break can reset your metabolism and energize your day. Each of these points works together like puzzle pieces, forming a clear picture of how to stay active and vibrant as you age. The urgency to act on these tips is real. The longer you wait, the harder it can be to reverse the effects of a slow-moving metabolism. Muscle mass declines naturally with age, and when combined with hours upon hours of sitting, it can become a serious challenge to maintain the independence you cherish. Even if you feel fine right now, imagine how much better you could feel by making these small changes. Picture yourself rising from a chair without groaning, walking with confidence, and having enough stamina to pursue the activities that bring you joy. Ask yourself which of these 5 insights resonates the most with you. Is it the discovery that a single daily walk isn't enough? Or the reminder that your favorite chair might be doing more harm than good? Maybe you feel inspired by the 2-minute rule and how effortless it can be to inject new life into your day. Take a moment to envision how you'll apply one or more of these habits. Maybe you'll set your timer for hourly stretch breaks, or perhaps you'll experiment with standing right after each meal to aid digestion. Even a small step can lead to meaningful progress. Now, I encourage you to share your thoughts. Leave a comment below about the most eye-opening thing you learned and how you plan to use it in your own life. By typing out your ideas, you're making a promise to yourself to give them a try. Your experience may encourage someone else who's on the fence about making these changes. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Every time you do, you're helping this community grow and supporting the creation of more content designed to improve your life. Also, feel free to share this video with friends or family members who might need a gentle push to get up and get moving. We all have the power to change, and sometimes it takes just one well-timed piece of advice to start that chain reaction. You have more strength than you realize, and your body is capable of responding to every bit of care and attention you give it. Age doesn't have to be the barrier we sometimes treat it as. With the right mindset and consistent small actions, you can keep your metabolism active, your energy high, and your spirit bright. Thank you for spending this time with me. I look forward to hearing your success stories and the positive changes you notice in your life. You deserve to feel vibrant and strong, and these 5 insights are here to guide you every step of the way.